But
Dan,
it's good. It's good.
Dan, I don't take disrespect lightly, you know. Don't sit on the table telling me we can go now and do all of this and that. And try to call me out.
Right, can we call that a cut?
Yeah.
On this. So we need to pray for Jake Paul. Yes, I will.
This wasn't supposed to happen. A fiery press conference? Absolutely. Trash talk and psychological games were expected. But Jake Paul physically confronting Anthony Joshua backstage caught everyone off guard, including Anthony Joshua himself. And what AJ did afterward had many people saying Jake may have crossed a dangerous line. Today, we're breaking down the chaotic backstage altercation, what truly pushed Anthony Joshua over the edge, and why this entire episode has left the boxing world seriously worried about Jake Paul's safety. Let's dive in. The official Jake Paul versus Joshua press conference was already heating up. Jake leaned fully into his YouTube villain persona, cutting AJ off, hyping himself up, tossing subtle verbal shots, and doing everything he could to inflate the moment beyond what it already was.
Knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans. And it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year. And this is going to be fun. I want him to cut me up. I want him to break my face. But guess what? He's going to have to kill me to stop me. And I'm ready to die. Seriously ready to die in the ring to win this fight.
Seriously ready to die. Seriously ready to die.
We're all born.
And almost uninterested, as if Jake wasn't worth the energy. He barely reacted, carrying himself like the whole situation was beneath him. But the moment they stepped into the face-off, the tone shifted completely. Standing across from AJ, Jake was forced to confront reality up close. The difference was undeniable. Joshua wasn't just taller or more powerful. His sheer physical presence felt overwhelming. It looked less like two fighters from the same sport and more like two men built for entirely different levels.
Let's go!
That was the moment the realization set in for Jake Paul. Beating this man on pure technique was never going to happen. If he wanted any edge at all, it had to come mentally. He needed to provoke a reaction, to disrupt Anthony Joshua's focus, as Jake chose the most reckless option available. He crossed the line, attempting to confront Anthony Joshua behind the scenes, believing chaos might succeed where boxing skills couldn't.
I'm going to break his face. I'm going to break his body up. I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality. And I know what's in my heart. I know what's in my mind. And I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Multiple insiders claim that once the press conference wrapped up, Jake suddenly shifted his attitude backstage. Away from cameras and crowds, he confronted Joshua and even pushed him, hoping to spark a reaction. There was no show, no build-up, just a reckless move meant to provoke. But instead of shaking Anthony Joshua, Jake triggered something far more dangerous. People who witnessed the moment said Joshua instantly exploded. He surged forward, shouting for security to clear the way, clearly ready to get to Jake himself. Staff rushed in before things spiraled out of control. Those nearby described Joshua as visibly enraged, completely locked in on Jake, moments away from throwing hands. Jake believed he'd succeeded. In his mind, getting under Joshua's skin meant the psychological tactics were working. But here's the twist. Later that same night, Joshua brushed the whole incident off, even laughing about it. He reportedly dismissed Jake as disconnected from reality, saying an immature stunt like that was never going to affect him.
Get in there. Get in there. Watch it.
That's when the reality became clear to everyone watching. Jake hadn't played any mental games on Joshua at all. All he managed to do was give one of the most lethal heavyweights in the world an extra reason to be locked in and focused.
AJ out. I deliver what I supposed to deliver years ago. I deliver what they ran from. I deliver what he asked for $50 million for. I'm going to give him a $50 million knockout.
I honestly listen to what people say sometimes. They're avoided, this person's running. I honestly think some people are deluded really, I do think that they've got some sort of a long-term concussion because no one's running. In terms of 50 million, I'm a businessman. If there was 50 million on the table, you think I'm not going to take it for a fight?
This matchup was always going to raise eyebrows. Jake Paul tops out as a cruiserweight on his best day. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is a fully grown heavyweight force, standing 6 feet 6 inches, weighing around 255 pounds, backed by Olympic credentials, multiple world championships, and the kind of power that has permanently changed careers.
I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Do you think Jake's crazy?
Yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, listen, for us, we received an offer that was massive money and a really easy fight. We were talking about fighting this week here in an 8-round fight. Now we're fighting in an 8-round fight for 40 times more money against Jake Paul. So I love the opportunity for AJ on so many levels. I think it's a straightforward fight, massive profile, you know, and especially in the US. So we can go back into 2026 all guns blazing with Turk El-Sheikh and the plans to hopefully fight Tyson Fury. But in the meantime, we get to wrap our hands, go out there, build the profile a little bit, smash up.
Jake Paul has never stood across from a threat of this magnitude. Nothing in his boxing career, no MMA training, not even hard sparring sessions have prepared him for someone like this. And that reality became harder to ignore when, just weeks ago, Jake Paul showed up at training with a noticeable black eye that immediately raised questions.
Think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua.
It's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. The fact that Jake Paul wants to fight that guy, I'll watch. And if you want to show you're legit by taking on one of the scariest heavyweights alive, he's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. Again, a guy who survived Usyk twice. You know, you saw what Usyk did to Dubois. That's the Usyk you're talking about. There's an Usyk that rocked Tyson Fury. You lost to Tommy Fury, who's a very good boxer. This is a giant Olympic gold medalist heavyweight, and he's got that one-punch nuclear power.
Do you think they'll let everybody take the brakes off? Because there's all rumors about Tyson versus Jake, that both of them were sort of pulling punches.
This is different. I don't think this is that. I don't think this is that at all. It can't be that, because Joshua is still competitive in the heavyweight division.
Jake was already taking damage in camp. Not from Anthony Joshua, not from a world champion, just a solid heavyweight sparring partner. And that alone says a lot. If an average heavyweight can leave marks on Jake Paul, imagine what happens when he's in front of a man like Anthony Joshua. This is the same Joshua who has flattened elite heavyweights with a single clean shot. Seeing Jake walk around with visible bruises from training is the clearest warning sign yet. This matchup isn't starting to feel like entertainment anymore. It's starting to feel dangerous. And then things took an even darker turn. Alexander Usyk, the pound-for-pound great, the unified heavyweight champion, and the man who already defeated Joshua, was asked about this fight. He didn't laugh. He didn't brush it off. He spoke seriously. Usyk said that Anthony Joshua could literally end Jake Paul's life inside the ring.
Is your eye okay? How'd that happen? Who are you sparring?
I'm sparring a bunch of world champion heavyweights. I think Lawrence Okoli did that to me. He's like 6'6", 270.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you weighing right now?
I'm like 215.
What's AJ's weight? 220?
He'll be like 250 in the ring.
Huh? 250?
Yeah.
Jake, 250 pounds is going to fight at.
Yeah. It's definitely a pretty wild fight, my brother.
For this matchup, Anthony Joshua has taken a very different approach. He's been training alongside members connected to Usyk's camp, the exact group that outmaneuvered him twice and highlighted his flaws. Instead of avoiding that reality, Joshua leaned into it. He went straight to the source to evolve. He's sharpening his movement, studying positioning, and refining how he controls space. The goal isn't just power anymore. It's precision. A calmer, quicker, more calculated version of Anthony Joshua is being built behind the scenes.
If Anthony Joshua won, Anthony, this guy, listen, a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. Only one my answer. Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion. Yeah. First. Yeah. Jake Paul, it's, sportsman, YouTuber, showman. Rolls Royce. Fiat. Listen, it's true. Yeah, I'm not, типа, я не обзываюсь.
I have nothing bad in mind.
Yeah. It's just true. It's business, more and more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want fight with Jake Paul and.
Picture Anthony Joshua armed with the ring intelligence of Usyk. That's the opponent Jake Paul has agreed to face. It's no surprise people are already labeling this as one of the most one-sided matchups boxing has ever seen.
Couple of months now.
Couple months. In the darkness, in secret.
No, it's not a secret.
Are you sparring with Usyk?
No, I'm not sparring. Usyk's he's training somewhere else. But he's been in camp, but he's in and out of camp.
Okay.
So right now he's training somewhere else.
It's great. I mean, obviously, he's training with the best in the world. He is one of the best heavyweights in the world. We expect nothing less. It's great. And I want the best version of Anthony Joshua.
Nearly every professional who has weighed in on this matchup has echoed one warning. Jake Paul has no business taking this fight. Fighters from boxing and MMA, along with experienced coaches, are all saying the same thing. Jake is putting his long-term health on the line.
First thoughts was, this guy's crazy. Not gonna lie. But I get it. Coming from a guy who's not a true traditional boxer, and to be able to have a position where he can fight a former unified world champion, former Olympic gold medalist, and to do it on such a stage where Anthony Joshua was a superstar as well. I mean, like, he sold out the O2, twice.
Absolutely.
I think. So, I think Jake is setting himself up for, a huge spectacle, and which is, kind of smart. If you're going to go big, why not go to the highest of the mountain?
Smart is one thing. What do you think happens in the ring, though, champ?
I think he gets hurt, for sure. I think he gets obliterated. Something close to like Francis Ngannou. I think something like that happens, and it's going to be bad for him. But there will be a lot of viewers. There will be a lot of viewers, and there damn sure will be a lot of money.
Others believe Jake's own camp may be steering him toward the most brutal loss of his career. This isn't comparable to Jake facing aging MMA veterans. This is Anthony Joshua in his physical prime, sharpening his game with insight from Usyk's team, and stepping into this fight with a point to make.
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. Is nuts. And I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life before money.
Yeah, it's
putting money before his life, which is just absolutely insane.
This is the moment where Jake's supporters split into two camps. A small group calls it courage, but the majority see it as pure fantasy. Jake truly thinks his quickness, self-belief, and toughness will be enough to get him through.
AJ's going in there to destroy him.
Sometimes people want to call him a professional boxer. When it suits them, they want to call him a YouTuber. The reality is, he is a professional boxer. He's nowhere near world class, and he's well out of his depth against Anthony Joshua. This is a straightforward bank job, and it's just going to allow AJ to gel with his new team. The profile's fantastic, the money's great, and then normal business will be resumed in 2026.
The reality is simple. Toughness doesn't neutralize heavyweight force. Self-belief doesn't shield your jaw. Jake keeps stirring drama outside the ropes, shoving AJ, provoking him, running his mouth, because somewhere inside, he understands the truth. Once the bell rings, he holds no real edge, no physical upper hand, no punching advantage, no leverage at all.
You're going to knock him out? Yeah, 100%. I see holes in his game where I can land a big shot. Okay. 100%. It's going to be a very, 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 very tough fight.
Do you think this is your hardest opponent?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I'm just outgunned in every category.
Despite all of Jake's overconfidence, one fact is undeniable. It takes real courage to agree to a matchup like this. Most influencers would never dream of facing a peak heavyweight, and certainly not someone as formidable as Anthony Joshua.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? Huh? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden, he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
Jake didn't have to put himself in danger. He could have stuck to older MMA opponents and stayed comfortable. Instead, he picked the toughest challenge imaginable. Whether you call it courage or recklessness, there's no denying one thing. It takes something to step into a fight that could seriously injure you.
The whole world is going to watch this. I respect him for the bravery he's going to show stepping in with Anthony Joshua, because you just think, after looking at fights against Ngannou and I was watching his Pulev fight the other night, you're thinking, why would you do that? So I've got to commend and respect Jake Paul for that. For AJ, this isn't about Jake Paul, this is about AJ. It's about AJ's mentality when he walks in. It's about his hunger when he walks in. It's about his professionalism when he walks in. So we're all going to be watching AJ, not Jake Paul. And that's where the criticism is going to be, because Jake Paul could get in the ring, fall over, bang his head and knock himself out. Fight's over. Whereas AJ, even if he gives Jake Paul 30 seconds success, he's going to get criticised.
I don't think the money's a factor in it, not for him. I think he's got enough money where he's going for the glory. He believes he's got what it takes to win. Maybe there's stuff behind the scenes. Maybe he's significantly better than he's had to show. Maybe we're judging him on how many years ago? Was it 3 years for the Tommy Fury fight? Yeah. A lot can happen in 3 years. Maybe he's significantly better than everyone gives him credit
I don't think Jake Paul's a YouTuber. I think he's a boxer. He's a domestic level fighter.
Let's be real. One of the biggest drivers behind this fight is the staggering money on the line. Both fighters are rumored to walk away with around $70 million each. For Jake Paul, that's a life-changing sum. For Joshua, it's just another record-setting payday added to his legendary career.
He's going to get knocked out by AJ though, isn't he?
If he makes that walk, it's got to give him his respect with that. It's very dangerous. You know, seems like Netflix are all over him. It's a dangerous sport, and you can't overlook that. And Joshua's a big boy and a powerhouse. I've sat ringside and watched Joshua. That's a heavy punching man, and he's you think he's a happy and he's a good kid, but he has an anger in him. He has a darkness in him, does Anthony Joshua. And I don't think a lot of people suss that. So, the fight shouldn't go ahead. In my opinion, the fight shouldn't go ahead. If he does it, I'll give him his respect.
The stakes are enormous, and the event itself is a spectacle. But all the hype and cash don't change the reality. The man Jake confronted behind the scenes is training to hit harder than anyone Jake has ever faced.
With Fabio now champion, Joshua could get back on, reinvent himself again. Do you think he could still have the potential to beat Fabio?
In the nature of the division we're in, anybody can end anyone at any time. But Fabio Wardley's obviously been on a fantastic run. Credit to him and his team. Anthony Joshua, Fabio Wardley's a great fight for Wardley to take. But why would Anthony Joshua take a fight like that when he can make $100 million fighting Jake Paul? I mean, business is in boxing as well, and it's got to make sense for all parties.
Jake Paul made a huge mistake. He stirred up a predator. Anthony Joshua isn't here for showmanship or drama. He's here to make a statement. Jake can push him, provoke him, or run his mouth all he wants, but once the bell rings, none of that matters. There are no cameras, no barriers, no escape, just a heavyweight powerhouse facing a cruiserweight who dreams big.
Big news also this past week, AJ versus Jake. I mean, everyone's been calling for Jake to fight a real fighter. What do you think?
And Jake gonna fight a real fighter, and if the real fighter fights like a real fighter, then Jake gonna take a real nap. AJ, he showed you with Ngannou. He ain't one of these guys that just can go pick out streets and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight AJ." No. AJ is an Olympian. AJ is a former world champion. AJ is not two-time world champion. AJ is nothing to play with. So when you go in with AJ, have your mind right, cause if you can't take it, he gonna find out.
Were you surprised when you heard about that?
No, I was not.
So
it's not.
you think he's going to knock him out, though, AJ?
So definitely knock him out. Because, I mean, don't get it wrong. Jake's smart, and Jake does have the power. If he can catch him first, he knows if he can catch AJ first, he can get AJ out. But he don't catch AJ first. Just like Ngannou couldn't catch him first. AJ been boxing a long time. AJ better than they give him credit for.
All Jake did was sharpen Anthony Joshua's focus and make him even more dangerous. By attacking the wrong man, Jake Paul set himself up, and Joshua is ready to prove just how costly the decision will be for him.
AJ versus Jake Paul. Do you see the size difference between Anthony? Do you see how fucking
He's
huge
a monster,
that guy
bro.
is?
Yeah.
6'6", 265.
That's huge, dude. That gives me so much respect for Paul though, because I was always just like, he's up fighting like all these old people or Tyson. I mean, Tyson's still beast, but this dude's fucking.
Old hell.
I know, but still, but
This fight as a friend of Jake is like, I'm scared.
That wraps up today's breakdown. If you like what you saw, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our future uploads. Drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments below. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video.